Hey everybody, Jim Edwards here, and welcome back to the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks Podcast. I'm your host, Jim Edwards, along with my trusty co-host and podcast producer, Mr. Stu Smith. Welcome, Stu.
Thank you, Jim.
Stu, I've decided that you have your own theme music. Are you ready?
I am. Let me have it.
That's what those poor kids every summer, that you have all 800 of them, and they're out there for that first session of PT, and that is what they're feeling when you get up on that stage and start barking out the PT. That is how they're feeling, like, oh, dear God in heaven, what have I got myself into? But we all know that this is what you're really like. Turn down for what? Turn down for what? So, all right. Well, Stu, let's talk about addicted to the screen. What does that mean?
Well, let's do this. Are you addicted to the screen? And we're talking about multiple screens, because what happens in your typical life, Jim? You wake up, what do?
Sit on the can looking at your phone.
You look at the phone, right? And then you go to work. You look at a desktop, right? And then you come back home. You got the evening to look at the big screen. And what else you doing? You also checking out your small screen at the same time you're doing your big screen, right?
Yeah.
That's might be addicted to the screen.
I'm addicted to the screen.
Time to put the screen away. So anyway, here's the deal.
Okay.
Are you having productive time with the screen? That's the biggest question. It's fine to have some unproductive time with the screen. It just has to be, it has to be like with drinking. It just has to be in moderation, right? Otherwise it becomes not helpful. So
booze, money, in your screen. Those will show your real character.
So how to use it for business and not waste time every day, and to be more productive with technology. That's the topic of today's show.
Well, you know, I've got two quick stories I'd like to share just real fast to show that, yes, hi, everybody. You know, I feel like, okay, here we go.
My name is Stu, and
I was just about to say, hi, everybody. My name's Jim. You say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
And I'm addicted to my screen. It has been 30 seconds since my last hit from a screen. In fact, I'm looking at a screen right now while I'm talking to you. I'm that addicted to the whole thing.
Yes.
So Monday, I had to take my wife, or let me rephrase that. Monday, I had the opportunity to take my wife to a doctor's appointment, and I forgot my phone.
Were you jonesing? Jonesing?
I was freaking out a little bit because I didn't know if I'd lost my phone. I was 99% sure that my phone was at home on the attached to the charger on the end table in the living room. So I was a little bit afraid that I had lost it, but I also had kind of planned out my morning because we had to leave at 7:30. So I had done my workout, had gotten my shower, and then we had just gone right out the door. And my plan was to do my email while I was sitting in the doctor's waiting room. So I was going to use it to turn idle time into productive time. And then also to review a recording of a presentation that I had done to remind me, like this thing that we had talked about behind my head. So I would then have started looking at Google News and checking Facebook and doing all that other stuff to fill the time. But I was going to use it for some productive stuff. So yes, I was very anxious, uneasy. It reminded me of the ways I used to feel when I smoked and I had I didn't have any more cigarettes. Same kind of thing. I mean, uneasy, knee going up and down, tapping, thinking about when I'd be able to get my hands back on it. That's a big deal. I also think about, so that was being addicted to the little screen. I think of another situation, though, and this was 20 years ago, where I compulsively had to go check my email every 15 minutes to see if I had made a sale, because This was right after I had gotten fired from my job. We were, in that transition period of, I was supporting myself with this computer thing, and it was thin.
Oh yeah.
And my dad was visiting, and like every 15 minutes I had to get up. I mean, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm checking my email." He said, "Why?" And I explained to him that part of the reason was I wanted to see if we're making a sale, but also because when someone bought, this was when we first launched 7-Day ebook, and I was looking for sales of three things. I was looking for sales of my FSBO book, my mortgage book, and 7-Day ebook. That's how we were paying the bills. And it was September of 2001, I remember. And he's part of the reason I was checking for sales, but the other one was whenever somebody bought, I had to manually copy and paste their email over into an autoresponder so that they would get their delivery instructions and they would automatically get followed up with, so I could try and get them to buy other stuff. So my dad didn't know jack about the computer, barely knew how to check email and stuff like that. This is so bad. My dad, Terry, has always been great at finding online deals. So my dad would find stuff that he wanted to buy online, even on eBay or on Amazon. He would print the item off and mail it to Terry in the U.S. Post Office, so U.S. Postal Mail, so she could order it for him and have it delivered to the house.
Wow.
That was the level of technology. So, but he said to me, "Well, how could you just get them to like sign up to that automatically?" And I hadn't thought about that. And I said, "Well, I don't really have a way for them to do that." He said, "Well," basically what he said to me was, "Well, even I know that people can sign up for email on a form. What if you have on the next page, as soon as they buy, instead of send them to the download page, why don't you have them sign up to a form, and then when they hit that button, have the next page be the download page?" And I was like, "Oh my God!
Genius.
And so I was like, "You know what? I can do that." And so we figured that out, and then taught other people how to do that. And it seems so simple now, but it was revolutionary back in September of 2001.
Yeah. Common sense trumps technology there.
Exactly.
Nice.
So, that sometimes you're addicted to the screen because there's something going on that you need to fix. It's not that so that's a different type of addicted to the screen than, I just got to get my next dopamine hit from seeing what Kim Kardashian is doing. And I really don't understand why Kim Kardashian's showing up in my feed, but there must be a reason. And I'm not really interested in this other thing, but it shows up. But I do like NASCAR, but not as much as NFL. That whole thing is different. So I think there's two reasons. One, we do it because it's an excuse to kill time, because we're not being strategic in our use of time, our resource of time, training ourselves. It's easier to just burn up your life in 15-minute increments. But I think other times it's because there's some problem we need to address that if we do, it would free us up. I'm going to share one other one real quick.
Yeah. It's also, that is also a good indicator that you may be able to find a common sense answer to make that process in your business a little more efficient.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the last thing that I've discovered, which I rediscover about every 6 months. So right now, I'm in the basement of my wife's beach house. Across the driveway is the new Guaranteed Response Marketing World Headquarters, with a 1,500 square foot office for me upstairs, complete with unicorn cafe and a bathroom with a urinal. Ha! Now you'll come visit. So yesterday and the day before, my buddy Dexter came over Monday, helping me get ready for the speech I'm going to be doing at IMC. And so we didn't have enough room to do it here, so there's no internet over there yet. So we were over there, got 3 easels up with pads on them, remember those big paper pads, flip charty thingies?
Oh yeah, got one over here.
And we got a ton of stuff done, like a ton of work done. So yesterday, I've been struggling with the, this thing I did for you that was like, hey, that's really good. Yeah, that's the result of it being really bad. But yesterday, I had woken up in the middle of the night, just stuff burning in my head. What am I going to, how am I going to teach? What am I going to teach? All this stuff. And so struggle. Get away from this. I went over there by myself with just a legal pad and a cup of coffee in the quiet with no screens. And I solved my problem in like 25 minutes. Like everything just flowed out of me. There were no distractions. The screen wasn't in my way. I was able to keep it simple instead of fragmented and all this other stuff. And so sometimes I think whether you feel like you're addicted to the screen or not, it's a good idea just to get away from it altogether, because you may be able to be more productive with a pen and a piece of paper.
Sure.
Anyway,
well, I will tell you this. I don't feel like I have. Well, here's the downside of working from home. You potentially never leave work.
Right.
Right. So that can be a middle-sized screen issue at times when you're constantly checking your desktop or laptop, from all different areas of the house. The small screen for me is a tool to access my medium screen activities, while I'm doing something else, that could be idle time. Like you said, sitting in a office waiting on an appointment or something. I'm deleting all the spam, and whatever, just focusing on the only things I really need to address when I get back to my medium screen. Just little things like that type of use. But I also, unfortunately, when you use social media as a major part of your business, you can go down a little rabbit hole and get lost there for a couple hours if you're not careful. So what I try to do is handle all of that stuff on my medium screen, use my small screen to shorten the unnecessary stuff that I would normally have to deal with on my medium-sized desktop. And any videos or pictures that I took that morning that I'm going to use on social media, that's one quick step before I get onto my medium screen. So there's a business side to that small screen for me. And it's an amazing tool to be able to, put up content quickly, not having to do a whole lot of editing on software and upload links and downloads from cameras. It's just boom. It saves a lot of time. It's a very efficient method of getting content out there. So that small screen can be very useful, but you have to put it away, focus on your medium screen stuff, right? And then at the end of the day, when you're trying to relax, you can hang out, big screen, watch some Netflix, but I put my small screen into another room on the charger. So I'm not like distracting myself from trying to relax.
And that's smart. I don't do that. So like if we're watching something and you can't avoid commercials, my habit is mute the big screen and look at the small screen while the commercials are going. But I this book right here, and I've been thinking about, it's called A Minute to Think. Sometimes we're trying to fill every single minute. And so you're thinking it's okay, well, this is how I'm going to use my small screen. This I'm going to use my medium screen. This is going to my big screen. Sometimes it's good to have no screen.
Oh, absolutely.
And thank God for working out, because but even in the winter, sometimes the big screen's going when it's cold outside and you're doing stuff. But that's,
Yeah, working out and books are a good way to kind of get away from your
what
screen.
If it's on a Kindle?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I'm just playing.
I try not to use those.
I use a Kindle, but
Yeah.
Anyway,
So anyway,
it's
there's
important.
there's really no great answer to it. Yes, there's a couple of hacks that you can discover for yourself on trying to limit the amount of time that you are on the screen, and just realize that, no screen time should also be a consideration to your day. Like, there should be significant amount of time in the day where you're not looking at a screen.
Yeah.
And whatever that is, that might be an hour, might be 2 hours, might be more. But yeah, as long as you can keep that small screen time and that medium screen time to more of a work focus than, going down the rabbit holes that are social media and whatever. Um, there's not a bad thing to that. These things can make your life very efficient. I mean, think now about, checking your email. It can be done in seconds versus having to get up from the living room, go to a different room, use dial up, and get into the internet world and check your email and realize, I don't have any email, just wasted 5 minutes, and got to
Right.
go back and do it again in 20 minutes. It's yeah, I get it, to where it is a tool of efficiency, but it can be overused as a tool of addiction.
And one of the things that will show you that is, have you ever gone away for, you're like, screw it, I'm out of here. You go away for 2, 3, 4 days and you don't check email. And isn't it amazing when you come back, you can wade through 4 hours of email in about, 4 days of email in about 30 minutes if you really want to. And it's like, not, doesn't, it's amazing how much time we spend on crap that if we only looked at it once or twice a day, it pretty much still takes care of itself.
Yeah, good point. Even with all the spam filters out there, it's you still
Yeah.
get things that you don't need.
And the best, to me, the best tool for planning and for thinking and for putting stuff together ultimately comes back to a couple of pens and a pad of paper, a red pen, a black pen, a blue pen, and a highlighter. You can do some pretty dang good planning on that. This is pretty cool, though.
Else helps me, Jim?
What's that? Copywriting secrets?
My desktop calendar.
Oh my God, they still do those?
Yeah. Hey, check these out. These are old school. Found these in an old. This is a just a book folder.
Oh wow.
Pretty cool. I used to do that.
Is that you? Is that you?
It's not me. I used to do it though. But yeah, I found these. This was underneath my. This was underneath my.
Did
Calendar.
you ever get to ride in one of those?
Oh yeah.
Did you get to shoot the minigun? Have you ever shot a minigun, the Gatling gun?
Yeah, they're incredible.
I'm jealous.
Yes. But anyway.
That's pretty cool.
So that's my old school method of staying on top of things, and it works. Works for me.
Absolutely.
Keeps me away from looking at my calendar on this.
Well, and I think one thing, if you are not looking at your phone and feeling anxious because you're not looking at your phone or you're not on something, maybe consciously start to adjust your behavior so you don't have quite as much of that, because that's not a good thing.
True.
So there you go.
In fact, all right. Something I do, Jim, too, is when my family and I go out, right? Like we're going downtown Annapolis, get some ice cream, and go watch a baseball game or something, or going out to dinner. I purposely leave my phone at the house.
Wow.
Yeah. And my family's like, why don't you have your phone? What if we get lost? I'm like, somehow we managed years without getting lost,
Plus, one of you chuckleheads has a phone.
Plus, I know all three of you have yours. So I just don't want to be distracted with my phone when I have both kids in the car and my wife in the car. I just keep it away.
Yeah.
And that has been helpful as well. And then when I come back, I got stuff to do because people trying to call me or text me or whatever, I'll answer that later. It's not.
It's also very rude to be on your phone while you're out in my opinion.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very rude to be on your phone, checking your phone, looking at stuff on your phone while you're at a restaurant or interacting with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calls can wait.
Yeah.
Texts can wait.
It's so, but that's just me. Calls sometimes I understand, hey man, I've been waiting on this, repairman to call me back for 8 weeks. Yeah, I'm taking this one.
Different story. Yeah.
Sitting there surfing the web while everybody's sitting there talking, good way to get your hand hit with the ruler from Sister Rosemarie from the first grade.
Yeah.
So the one with the metal edge on it, remember that one? That little 1 foot one with the metal edge.
Oh, yeah.
It had the holes in it to cut down on the wind resistance. Whack! Anyway, all right, man. Well, this was good. I want to say hi to Carlin, our fellow screen addict. Hi, Anna. We're doing great. I will see you soon. Keith, everybody, thanks for kicking in and saying hi. So telling us it was a useful discussion. So we will not be doing this next week because about this time, actually, I will be on stage at IMC. So I think I'm speaking at either 9:30 or 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. So that's where I'll be on this day at this time. So we will see you in a couple of weeks. So nice work, everybody. Nice work, Stu.
Thank you, sir.
If the folks want to get in shape, what should they do?
StuSmithFitness.com. Read some articles. Find an ebook, book.
And if you want to get better, if you want to do more push-ups, more pull-ups.
Yeah. Best shape of your life.
That's right.
Check out my coaching.
That's right. Absolutely. I will vouch for that. So, all right, everybody. If you want to learn how to write amazing sales copy, go to copywritingsecrets.com. Get a free copy of my international bestseller. All I ask you to just pay a small shipping and handling to show me you're serious. And you don't get the hard copy, though, only the paperback. So everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.